Whenever anyone talks about great teams in esports, they usually just want to talk about the superstars. The players who become the faces of their organizations, because time and time again, they can pull off the spectacular.
Can jump on those boxes, but instead he's going to call the first. Gets the frag, but this is so nice from Liquid. He's holding it, and all Naf has to do is check it. Oh! Not again, Simple! That's simply not allowed!
But as often as these gods might bask in the warmth of the spotlight, sometimes they're known to burst into flames when they're forced under it.
Vitality are relying on their superstar Zywoo to carry them through this round. We'll see if it can be done. He's got to challenge T-Spawn. He's got to go for it, and Stewie will take him down.
That's huge.
But for Andreas, Zippix, Højsleth, things are a little different. On the surface, Astralis' soft-spoken, unassuming support player might appear to be a background figure in the team's incredible success, but he might actually be one of their most influential members. You see, over the years, Zippix has quietly built up a reputation for himself. Not for being an outrageous personality, but for being one of the most consistent, calculated, and cold-blooded killers Counter-Strike has ever seen. For being the clutch minister.
Only Zippix, it'll be back-to-back rounds for G2. Unless he can clutch it. He's known for it. He's got the first shot and he got the second as well. Zippix on Inferno never ceases to amaze.
That's so sick. What was that shot?
So why exactly is Zippix so effective in these high-stakes situations where he's completely outnumbered? And is there a method to his madness, or is he just the luckiest player in CSGO?
As Zippix tries to work back inside of the lobby, 25 HP only to work with. As the bomb will reach its logical conclusion. Is he going to go for this? Are they still down there? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my Zippix! Clutch Minister's got a new sermon! Unbelievable! Unbelievable from Zippix! He is the Clutch Master!
Okay, so aside from being a 4-time major winner, a Grand Slam recipient, and a core member of Counter-Strike's greatest dynasty, who is Zippix? Well, when he's not terrorizing opponents on the server, this digital serial killer is actually about as laid back and humble as can be. He's a regular guy who enjoys family time, ice cream, and the occasional good cry. On top of having a caster's nightmare for a username, Zippix flexes some of the most relatable facial expressions esports has to offer, and he's probably the most polite fragger you'll ever encounter on the server.
Hey, he's got
No, dude! Bro!
He did a jump.
However, when it comes to serious competition, this nice, easygoing guy has made his name as one of CSGO's most intimidating players. But how? Well, after kickstarting his pro career with Fnatic and the Copenhagen Wolves in 2013, Zippix joined Dignitas, which then became TSM, forming the future core of Astralis with Dimitri and Device. And it was during these years that the Quiet Dane began to establish himself as a kind of specialist. Not because he was an incredible opper, had supernatural aim, or outstanding biceps. No, Zippix became known for somehow always being the last man alive during losing rounds. And oddly, he had an unmatched talent for routinely turning these desperate situations into winnable ones.
But this is still an unwinnable situation now for Zippix to find himself in a 1v3, and he's going to get backstabbed as well. As soon as that smoke clears in upper tunnels, comes down to when Dennis decides to push. Well, that was definitely kind of, the Hail Mary play.
I wouldn't even give it that much credit, to be honest, but...
Whoa, okay then, Zip. Spots the man, and he gets the headshot! 55 seconds, and somehow Zippix has once again turned it into a 1v1. Thinking back to Overpass when he pulled off the 1v3 earlier. He could do it again. I mean, Dennis is right outside. But Zippix has no way of knowing that. He's looking towards the doors. Does he check the window? Yes, he does! And he gets it! Zippix with the clutch 1v3 play!
We sometimes call him the robot because he seems to sort of come up with solutions that shouldn't really be possible. When there's a lot of pressure on, very few seconds left, you have a lot of decisions to make.
And crack it. And it seems like the answer may be A. And both of FaZe are still down at B site. They're going to stick together. It is an opener for Mass to try and get rid And they're still looking at B. They seem to have thought it was still B site for some reason. Now they're going to move in, but it's going to be a stalled attempt, and Zipex is going to pounce on this. Exist is going to slowly come up as well, and Zipex pulls it off.
Over the last few years, with Astralis racking up countless trophies and basically redefining how Counter-Strike was being played, people began to take more notice of the individual talents making up the team. And it wasn't long before Zipex's penchant for playing the hero when all of his teammates were dead began to inspire a series of memes, eventually leading fans to dub him the Clutch Minister.
One man, the man behind a lot of the magic of Astralis, especially in clutch circumstances, but this one, surely too tall of an order. Need to get someone on that bomb.
They got the play about the kid defusing it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dropping and changing. He has a perfect lineup. He caught the first. Running out of time, running out of chances. Now they've run out of smoke. Tags Kenny, still defusing. He gets Kenny S. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how it ends. 1 versus 3. It's Zipex every day of the week, left to clutch.
Now, unlike most monikers in esports, this one is not the product of exaggeration. This dude is freakishly consistent. On top of being recognized as one of the game's best players for the past 3 years, Zipex has statistically secured more clutches than anyone at big events. That's right, he isn't just pulling off unbelievable turnarounds online or at some lesser LAN, he's regularly defying the odds on CSGO's biggest stages.
He knows that there's a player on B side and he has to fight his way out of it, and it's not going to work. It's on Zipnix now. Oh, Kennedy's gonna catch the bomb. This is unreal! The timing!
That is big. 1 on 3 for Sip, but he's got the bomb in 40 seconds here. Bialy's already tagged up Sip there and ready waiting for him right in front. Can they get the timing down? Pasha's moving up on the other side of him, and Sipnik's going to be turning his back and down to 1 health. Bialy with the patience play coming out. Flashbang is in there now. 25 seconds. Headshot coming in from Sipnix. What could Bialy do? He has to find the bomb and make his way onto a site, and look at the angle here. This is not easy. Bialy way out in the open. He gets shot down. Sipnix with the 1 on 3 clutch. Oh my god. 1 health left.
What a god.
I mean, what more can you ask of a guy? I mean, he does everything to support the team, and then on top of that, as if that wasn't enough, then he can win you crazy 1v2 or 1v3 or even 1v4 situations, right? It's insane. The guy's got ice water for blood, right? So his value is unparalleled, and he really is a complete player. He's maybe not, coming up with like the insane, simple Nico, cold device kind of plays, but he's an asset to any team, and he is certainly an asset to Astralis.
So what exactly is Zipex's secret? Well, for starters, luck has very little to do with it. You see, Zipex is essentially the Counter-Strike purist's wet dream. He executes the basics with an almost machine-like discipline, and his ability to read situations and masterfully adapt to them makes him a total nightmare for opposition.
I think he's one of the smartest players in the world, and he has I think people start to overthink the situation against Zipnix because he's just smarter than everyone else. So I think it's easier for him today to do some clutches because people is overthinking the situation, and I think he loves this mind games between all the players, and he loves to be in the 1-on-1s and 1-on-2s and stuff like that. So overthinking and mind games is the key to win in clutches, in my opinion.
Sip in a 1 versus 4. Astralis, they get what they want, but they just can't complete the rounds.
Yeah, they got what they wanted. They just didn't like what came afterwards. Stanislaw just waiting. And Zipnix has picked up the bomb, but he's got nowhere to go. There's no escape route to that upper bomb site. He'll try and work his way around. 37 seconds. Good win for Zipnix. 3 kills. The Clutch Minister would have to get an ace clutch to get Astralis their second, and Breeze is going to oblige him. He just walks out to the open. They're gifting him these, and Zipnix might just do it again. Spots the shoulder. That's a huge win! That's what they needed, and Zipnix is the one to deliver it again and again and again.
But as impressive as Zipex's tactical intelligence may be, it's his ability to isolate himself from his own emotions in-game that makes him a truly unique terror. And to better understand how he can do this so effectively when the stakes are sky high, we reached out yet again to Madison Klarkowski, our gamer brain studying expert at the University of Saskatchewan.
Zipex, when he's in these 1vx situations or these clutch situations where he doesn't need to worry about his teammates, needs to worry about himself, there's less demands on his working memory and his attention can narrow. And it could be that it's in these situations of narrowed attention that's kind of like his stimuli sweet spot where he excels cognitively. So this could be true of Xyp9x. It could just be that in the clutch is where he essentially goes into cognitive function overload and performs better than he would in other situations. And he's possibly better at that than his teammates or a lot of other pros as well.
Perhaps the most unsettling thing about Xyp9x, though, is the fact that, unlike the vast majority of Counter-Strike players, he genuinely enjoys being in these clutch or kick scenarios. He's become so used to actually prevailing when outnumbered that he takes it pretty badly when he doesn't.
He simply has greater positive efficacy expectation of himself in these situations. So that literally translates to belief in yourself. So belief in yourself, it's scientifically supported, it has merit. It actually does improve your performance because it makes you less prone to the drawbacks of stress.
You've got Rush planting the bomb on just as little HP. This bomb site could have been so easily cleared, but it still could be. He knows Golden's there based on the reload, and Xyp9x has now got himself into the bomb site, 3 kills, and a bomb to get on top of. He's going to pull the goose egg. And automatic. Automatic's not going to go for this. Of course.
A 10-second stick.
Of course Xyp9x pulls this out of nowhere.
Oh, automatic comes in right at the last second, but it's not enough time.
You've got to wonder if there's an element of like, guys, it's Xyp9x in a 1v3. Be careful.
And that mythos he's created for himself strikes fear into his opponents, which ends up playing directly into his hands.
So it could be that his reputation as an insane clutcher might only be reinforcing this effect. So basically, it could be that the CSGO's community is only making him stronger.
Okay, how do they not see him? He said this after I asked him after, and he was like, they know it's Zip, I'm the clutcher. They are nervous at this moment, and then he said like, I'm gonna stand like a pretty stupid spot because they're not gonna expect that. And honestly, it's a little bit lucky.
My God. Did you say that?
Yeah, he said that when we walked out after the game.
Oh my God.
Unreal.
Anyway, in spite of the fact that Xyp9x may never be the flashiest player, the best fragger, or the most commanding voice in comms, his influence on Astralis' sustained success cannot be overstated.
He understands what it is to play in a team and to make sacrifices for the team. That's Xyp9x. And for me, that's why he's one of the greatest players to ever play CSGO, is his ability. I'm not putting him up there like, sheer star power. We're not talking like a Nico or a Simple or anything. But what I am talking about is he's one of the best team players out there, period, hands down. He's the kind of guy I think every coach wants on their team, on their roster, because you need players like that, the selfless players who, can make the sacrifice for the team to perform better, because after all, it is a team game. So yeah, I think that sums up Xyp9x for me. He's Mr. Reliable for Astralis.
Now, Sid goes for the fight. Immediate shutdown and falls back. He knows Rain is up there. Could the Norwegian do it again? He's waiting, but Sip, of course, with the clutch in the pistol round.
Counter-Strike is an unforgiving game where every decision you make can be the difference between winning and losing, between hoisting shoddily constructed silverware and forever wondering what it feels like to do so. And thanks to his reliable ability to navigate that treacherous path and comfortably manage his own emotions, Xyp9x has emerged as the ultimate big game player. You see, at the end of the day, superstars don't guarantee majors. Sometimes it's the silent assassins who forgo the spotlight that shine the most when they have to step into it.
This is certainly winnable for Liquid. More so now that it's just Xyp9x. He'll step out, finds Taco. Clutch Minister, they call him! He's got 3! Oh my goodness! Xyp9x can't quite hold it. At least just barely. He might. You're right, he might with the time. He doesn't have a kid. I think Xyp9x has pulled this off. I think he has! A 1 versus 4! And it's 4-4 on the score! Again and again, he always finds the clutches.
Strike's greatest dynasty. Who exactly is Xyp9x? Good?
I think the who picked up.
Who
it was
is,
almost
okay.
like Francis Underwood, like a why.
Why? Double ring on the table. That's good. I like that. All right. Why? Why? Why?
Also,
why? Why?
Maybe.
Why? 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 Oh, we have fun. We have fun.